The Vintage Collection is considered by many to be the best Star Wars toy line ever, and I am inclined to agree. I just feel like it had the best character selection, the best quality of figures. It generally picked very good figures to repack from previous lines. Really great vehicles. It just really brought all of Star Wars together, and it was great. And now it's pretty much just 3 1/4 inch sequel and new Disney stuff. But hey, you know what? That's fine. They still make really good stuff, just not in the frequency that I would like them to. But like anything, I have 10 favorites. Now, these 10 favorites cannot be a repack into the Vintage Collection. So nothing repacked from the 30th anniversary, from the Legacy, from the Black Series, nothing. This has to be a completely original toy made just for the Vintage Collection. That is the law. So number 10, you're gonna hate me for this. Dalte Dauphine. You may be thinking, why is Dalte freaking Dauphine on your list? Well, let's take a trip back to 2012. A year of exploration for me. A year of branching out into toy collecting as a way more serious collector. And I actually reviewed this thing back when it came out in 2012. Don't watch that video, please. And it just makes me happy. It brings me back to the Phantom Menace. I love blue. It's my favorite color, so naturally a blue guy is really cool. And it's a Nemoidian. I love Nemoidians. It breaks my heart it's been this long since we've gotten another Nemoidian. But Hasbro Star Wars just isn't the same anymore. We don't get characters like this. You know, we don't get characters like Dalte freaking Dauphine. You know, he has a removable hat. He didn't even need that. I love his sculpt. He's so perfect to the character. I mean, he wasn't really much of a character, but still, he's still posable. He's still super articulated. He still has everything you need, even under all this stuff. And yes, he has clown shoes. Yes, he does. I mean, he still has knees and he still has everything. You don't need that at all. What are you going to need knee articulation for with Dalte freaking Dauphine? But they just kept the quality up. And he just brings me back to not only 2012, but also the Phantom Menace, man. Because, I mean, I was born in 98. So back when I was 1 year old, I really liked it. No, I couldn't really process it at 1 year old. But, hey, the Phantom Menace definitely brings me back. So there's number 10. Number 9 goes to one that's going to be way up higher on a lot of other people's lists. But it's only number 9 for me because he's one of the last ones I thought of, but I still really like him. And that is the Republic Trooper. And yes, this is the original Vintage Collection release, not the Black Series reissue, because I was around when it came out and I managed to get it when it came out, ? I mean, if you're there when it comes out, you're not lucky. You just were there. And now it's really expensive. It's not my fault. This guy's really cool. I never played the game. I never will play the game because I don't like games like that. But the cinematic trailers are really cool. We all remember this guy. He was featured in a couple of them. And he's pretty sweet, man. It's a really cool figure, too. Look at all this detail. He has a removable helmet with his very stubby head with no neck and a double chin, looking like a freaking guy you'd see on To Catch a Predator. But, hey, he's cool. He has removable armor. You can remove this. I think you can pop off that, too. He has a little pistol. He's got a little knife, I'm pretty sure, right there. Yes, he does. That's awesome. You can put that anywhere. He has this big old gun that looks awesome and sweet. And he still stands up perfectly fine with it. He's a really stable figure. And I don't know why I'm talking so weird tonight. I don't know why. I'm noticing that. Are you noticing that? I said like To Catch a Predator and figure weird. I don't know why. Anyways, number 9. Number 8 goes to my boy, Kito Fisto. Woo! So yeah, this we hadn't gotten a new Kit Fisto since 2005 for Revenge of the Sith. And I think the Vintage Collection one is just really great. It really looks amazing. I love Kit Fisto as a character design. I love it. And this is back when they gave every Jedi cloth robes. They didn't pick and choose, Hasbro. I'm looking at you, modern Black Series. But this thing looks great. Honestly, I think it looks better than the Black Series one coming out. Because this one's actually based off Revenge of the Sith, and the Black Series looks a lot like Attack of the Clones. And I don't like the Attack of the Clones character design as much. But yeah, look at that. Look at all the little head tails. I'm sure they have a technical name, but I'm not that nerdy to know it. It's great. He's got the force gesturing hand. He's got a nice lightsaber. He has a hilt too. He has an optional hilt because they stopped making the blades pop out because they realized, hey, they're all breaking. We shouldn't do that anymore. But he's really posable. He's got ball hinges at the hips, so he can move a lot. I think the little thing should be out. There we go. He's got ball hinges. He's really posable. Love this kit, Fisto. I highly recommend it. Definitely my number 8. And then, number 7, I think they just re-released this guy, which is pretty cool. But I gotta give it to the Gummi Guy. The Gummi Guard. My brother and I called it the Gummi Guy, or Gummi Guard, because a friend of ours actually did. Because when we were playing Lego Star Wars, the character of the Gamorrean kind of just looks like a piece of chewed up gum, because he doesn't have any paint on him at all, so he's just a green pig guy. So yeah, I call him the Gummi Guy, or the Gummi Guard. Some people are like, call it the Gummi Guard. I have my own reasons. But yeah, it came with 3 different weapons, and actually I have 4 of this guy. I have 1 on the card, too. It's one of my favorites, man. Because I think you only see 3 Gamorreans on screen at a time, so that's why I have 3. And also, I was kind of that kind of collector back then, and I can't bring myself to sell any of the extra ones. But yeah, this thing's really posable. It's nice. It's not super posable, but it's as posable as it needs to be. The only issue is that this freaking hat does not, it just stays on with gravity. That is it. Just pure gravity is the reason that hat stays on. So I'm never going to glue them on. I don't want to glue it. But I'll probably just put a little bit of double-sided tape or something, just boop, and it'll stay. But I haven't lost any, so that's nice. Really recommend this guy, especially the re-release, man. It's funny how they charged a little bit more for it. Freaking scumbags, Hasbro. You can freaking look at that. What makes this more expensive than any of the others? Honestly, stupid. Anyways, number 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Number 6 goes to our first new Vintage Collection era figure, and that is Rey. Oh, it's Rey from The Rise of Skywalker, or Skywalker, or if you're a normal human, Skywalker. So yeah, this is my favorite Rey figure. It's my favorite design for the character, and Rise of Skywalker is my favorite sequel film. So, I mean, I really like this. The likeness to Daisy Ridley is amazing. I love the thing. And yes, if you're wondering, I had to cut my thumbnail. It broke. I feel so crippled without it. It's kind of a running gag on the channel that I have a longer thumbnail so I can pick and pry at things. But I had to cut it because it broke. So now if I'm ever, trying to get something out, I can't pick it out and I have to grab a tool. I'm really crippled, okay? It's awful. But anyways, I love this Rey. I did a full review on it if you want to check that out. She also came with her staff. I think she also came with a hilt for her saber. She has a satchel. I feel like the only thing she's missing is an optional hood up. I really would like a hood up Rey because I really like the scene where she had the hood up. A really great figure, man. I think it's really worthy being on this list. It's one of my favorite TVCs. There would be so many other figures on this list that would be on the list if they originated from Vintage Collection. But unfortunately, they were just re-releases, so this has to originate from the Vintage Collection. But anyways, another figure that came out around the same time as that Rey, a little earlier, Yakface. Yakface. We gotta talk about Yakface. Yakface is perhaps the best quality item on this list. Yakface is phenomenal. His articulation is insane, way more than it would ever need to be. This is perhaps the highest quality Hasbro Star Wars action figure Hasbro has ever produced, in my opinion. The soft goods are on point. The articulation is phenomenal. The likeness and the paint and the sculpt is so superb. It doesn't get much better than this. This is the peak. Look at that paint. Look at the likeness. That is Yakface. That is Star Wars Joe Camel right there. And he's got his weapon that he didn't really fight with, but he's just a background character. I mean, I'm so happy we got this at least. In the modern day Star Wars collecting where we struggle to get anything at all, I'm so happy we got Yakface. because he was in desperate need of an upgrade. And this is one. What's that freaking yellow right there? Get off. Get off of there. What is that? Get off of there. See, this is why it would be nice to have my thumbnail so I can scrape that off easier. What is that? Get off. What? Let's zoom in. What's that little thing? What is that? You following me, camera guy? Look at that. It's like a little thing. Can I get it off? Can I? Ugh. Come on. You can see it's kind of coming off. I don't want to ruin the material, but I want that off of there because it bothers me. I don't like it. Here, let's see if I can use his tool. This is an intermission. You can skip to this freaking time in the video if you don't want to watch this. Come on. Come on. Get off of there. I don't like you. I don't like you either. Hey, shut up, old yellow speck. You just watch yourself. I'm a wanted yellow speck. I have the death sentence on 12 systems. Freaking get off. I thought about putting the TVC, Ponda Baba, and Evazan on this list because those are really good. But if you're wondering, I have almost every vintage. Oh, there we go. I got it. Hey, that wasn't for nothing. I have no idea what that was. But anyways, I have almost every vintage collection figure they ever did. I have almost all of them. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, there's Yakface. I hope you enjoyed that yellow removal. Or if you just skipped to this part. Hello! You should go back and watch the funny bits where I removed the yellow paint. Spoiler alert, I removed it. So there we go. There's Yakface. He's amazing. Next up, number 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Number 4. I had to think long and hard what my favorite version of this mold was. And it has to go to the Mimbin. I think the Mimbin Stormtrooper is my favorite version of this mold. Largely because I love the cape. I love the weathering. I love the long rifle. And most of all, I love this helmet. I love the detail. I love the weathering. I love the articulation. This head just has more range than the normal Stormtrooper or the black one or the Remnant. I don't have the Remnant yet, but this is just the best trooper that they've done. It's not my favorite vintage collection trooper. You'll see that. But this thing's great. Definitely in my top 10. Very high up as well, as you can tell. Very high up. I love that figure. The Mimbin, I highly recommend that. It's actually pretty affordable, at least last time I checked. Anyways, number 3. Number 3 goes to a guy that actually got a re-release in the Black Series 3¼ inch line. And that is Darth Malgus. Yet again, I did not play the game. But holy cow, is this Darth Malgus amazing. This is almost, besides Yakface, this is almost as closest as we've ever gotten to like a very high-end quality 3¾ inch Star Wars figure. I actually do have this carded as well. I liked it enough to get it carded when I saw it again. Look at that likeness, man. Looks so much like Malgus. Look at that. I love the mask. I love the armor. The character design of Malgus is great. I think I said he's like a diet Darth Vader, but I really just dig him. He's so cool. I love how he's just like, but you were deceived. And he stabbed the guy, and he's like, yeah. And I like how throughout the trailers, you can just see him get more and more physically damaged with how he just gets wrecked every time. But he's still such a boss. I don't know how he is in the actual game. I mean, if you want to let me know, let me know. I know he's not playable. He's probably just an NPC. But, hey, there's Darth Malgus. He's really sweet. I saw in a Facebook collector group, someone's like, what kind of Darth Vader figure is this? And I was just like, okay, I see how it is. Alrighty, so that's number 3. Number 2, you may be wondering, where's Shea Vizsla? I have Shea Vizsla. It's kind of a very ancient channel meme that I didn't have her. I do have her. She's just not a top 10. Anyways, number 2, the Magna Guard. This is one that people don't talk about, and they need to talk about, because, oh my gosh, the Vintage Collection Magna Guard is perhaps one of my favorite droid action figures ever. I love it. This Magna Guard is so poseable. Look at this. He is just... Don't mess with an IG, man. And the freaking IG Magna Guard is going to mess you up. Isn't it funny that the Magna Guard is in the same like manufacturing line as IG-88 and IG-11 and all them? Like, he is an IG series droid, and I think it's really cool. I love the cape. I love that too. My only issue is that the color of the hood doesn't match the color of the cape. I don't like that. I wish the color matched. But other than that, superb. Absolutely superb. I want repaints. I want the blue one. I want like there's like I think there's one with like some red maybe on them. Because they all had, standard colors and they all just got worn off. I just want all the different colors of the Magna Guards. Because this thing's amazing. I love it so much. And you can remove the hood and you can remove the cape. And it's just great, man. It's the best Magna Guard. It's one of my favorite vintage collection figures. But it's not my absolute. He's only my number 2. Now, when I thought about my number 1, I thought, what was the vintage collection figure that got me the most hyped, the most excited, the one that has just continued to just hype me up and kept me so freaking happy? Captain Fordo. If you don't know me, the Tartakovsky Clone Wars is my absolute favorite piece of Star Wars media. It is by far my favorite. I love the animation style. I love the stories. I love the arcs. I love it. It is my favorite piece of Star Wars media. And Captain Fordo is the boss. Okay? And not only did we get a nice Phase 1 Captain Fordo, which I really want an ARC Trooper repaint of this guy at some point. I really do. But we also finally got a Phase 2 Captain Fordo. They called this guy ARC Trooper Commander, I think, but I don't freaking care. He's Captain Fordo, man. Don't mess with Captain freaking Fordo, because he will mess with you. And largely this is one of my favorites because, yes, the character is very hype. I'm very hyped over this character. But also, it's a good mold. I think it works for the Phase 1 guys, and I think it works decently well for Phase 2 Captain Fordo. But the Phase 2 normal helmet troopers, they look so skinny and lanky. It works good for this mold and Commander Neo and the Phase 1s. Any of the Phase 2s with a normal helmet, it looks big and odd and clunky, and I don't like it. But here, it's my favorite. This is my favorite vintage collection figure. I have 3 of it. I have the 2 you're seeing here and 1 on the card. So there's a few of these I actually do have on the card. The ones I have on the card. It's only just a few. It's Fordo, Malgus, the Gamorrean, and I think that's it. Because I'm really selective on what figures I have carded. I'm very selective. So, yeah, there we go. I really love this collection. I love the vintage collection as a whole. It's an amazing toy line, and I'm so happy I made this video to kind of celebrate it in a way. Because I've been wanting to talk about the TVC for a while, man. And these are great. If I could have included repacks, I probably would have included the likes of Commander Gree and Commander Cody. Would have included like the Death Trooper and, the freaking other stuff that's good that they repacked about. But no, decided against that just to talk about my 10 favorite unique made for the line TVC figures. Alrighty guys, so there we go. I'm not going to keep you any longer. Make sure to comment, like, and subscribe. Let me know what your 10 favorite TVC are. Check out my Facebook page, P.O. Box address, frequently asked questions down in the description below. Have a good day, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.